Betrayal cuts. Deep, but it's a lesson in strength. Betrayal. There's nothing quite like the sting it leaves behind. When she betrays you, it can feel like a dagger straight to your heart. But here's a reality check. Betrayal isn't something to fear. It's something to understand. The Stoics, philosophers like Zeno of Citium, Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, were well aware of life's harsh truths. They knew the world isn't perfect. People will disappoint you, and life will constantly throw unexpected challenges your way. Yet, they also understood one key principle. Peace doesn't come from external circumstances, but from how we choose to respond to them. When she betrays you, resist the temptation to drown in anger or self-pity. Don't let her actions dictate your emotions. There's immense power in detachment and profound wisdom in maintaining your inner peace despite external chaos. The Stoics believed a person's true character is revealed in how they handle adversity. Her betrayal? That's your test. Every word she utters, every excuse she gives, carries psychological signals, hidden messages about human nature. Let's break them down. 1. I need more time alone. When she says, "I need more time alone," it can feel like a subtle request, but it's often much more than that. These words are rarely about genuine self-reflection or seeking clarity. Instead, they are often a veiled attempt to emotionally withdraw from the relationship without directly addressing the issues. It's not about her needing time to reconnect with herself. It's about creating distance between you two. Think about it. When someone is deeply invested in a relationship, they make time for their partner no matter what. When this statement arises, it's typically a sign that her emotional connection is fading. She might not want to confront the reality of her waning feelings, so she opts for a softer approach. Deep down, you already sense the truth. The connection that once brought you together is no longer strong enough for her to stay fully present. It's human nature to want to fight for something you care about. You may be tempted to convince her otherwise, to rationalize her words as a temporary phase. But clinging to false hope will only prolong your pain. Here's where the wisdom of Stoicism comes in. The Stoics, like Seneca, taught that external events should be observed with detachment. You can't control her choices, but you can control your reaction to them. Instead of falling into despair or anger, use this as an opportunity to focus on yourself. Her withdrawal doesn't diminish your worth or value. On the contrary, it offers you a chance to rediscover your strength and independence. Don't chase someone who is already pulling away. Respect her decision, even if it hurts, and prioritize your emotional well-being. The truth is, when someone says they need space, they've often already decided to step back emotionally. The best thing you can do is let them go with dignity. By doing so, you protect your peace and open the door to someone who will appreciate you fully. 2. We're just friends. When she says, "We're just friends," and it's about another man, those words carry a heavy meaning. It's rarely a casual statement. In most cases, it signals a significant shift in your relationship. She might frame it as harmless, but deep down, you know this is her way of expressing emotional investment in someone else. Let's break this down. A woman who says this is setting a clear boundary between you and her. However, that boundary isn't about you alone. It's also about the emotional space she's now sharing with someone else. This isn't just a friendly platonic connection. It's a sign that her feelings are drifting and her heart is no longer entirely yours. Trying to argue with her about this won't change her mind. In fact, the more you push, the clearer it becomes that she's already emotionally detached. Her declaration of friendship with another man is often a soft way of letting you know she's moving on. This is where Stoic wisdom becomes invaluable. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." In this situation, don't allow your thoughts to spiral into despair or jealousy. Instead, focus on maintaining your emotional balance. Accept that this shift in the relationship is beyond your control and focus on what you can control, your response. Acknowledge the reality of her words without clinging to false hope. If she's emotionally checked out, there's no point in trying to hold on to something that no longer exists. Walking away with your dignity intact is the most powerful response you can give. Remember, you deserve someone who prioritizes you, not someone who keeps you on the sidelines while investing in another. Letting go may feel painful, but it's also liberating. It allows you to step into a future where you're valued and respected. 3. I have to work overtime. When she claims, "I have to work overtime," it might sound like a scheduling conflict or a reflection of her busy life, but often it's an emotional smokescreen. This excuse is a way for her to avoid confronting the deeper issues in your relationship. If someone truly values their partner, they find ways to prioritize them. No matter how demanding work might be, people make time for what matters. If she's consistently using her job as an excuse, it's not about her workload, it's about her emotional withdrawal. Consider the bigger picture. Her overtime might be legitimate, but if it's coupled with a growing emotional distance, there's more to the story. Work becomes an easy scapegoat, a reason to avoid tough conversations or time spent together. This subtle detachment isn't just about her schedule, it's about her feelings. The Stoics teach us that external events are beyond our control, but our reactions are entirely within our power. Instead of letting her excuse shake your confidence or cause self-doubt, use this moment to reassess the relationship. Is her withdrawal about you, or is it about her inability to communicate honestly? Most likely it's the latter. Resist the urge to chase after her or demand explanations. Instead, accept the situation for what it is. If she's using work as a reason to pull away, respect her space, but don't compromise your self-worth. Allow her actions to reveal the truth without letting them define your value. When someone uses work as a shield, it's a sign they're trying to avoid something deeper. Instead of dwelling on her absence, focus on your growth. Build a life so fulfilling and independent that her actions no longer affect your peace. 4. Someone else really gets me. When she says, "Someone else really gets me," it's not just a casual observation. It's a clear sign of emotional withdrawal. These words are rarely innocent. They signal that her emotional energy is being directed elsewhere, even if she doesn't openly admit it. Let's dissect this. If someone truly values their relationship, they don't feel the need to highlight how someone else understands them. This phrase often serves as a justification for emotional betrayal. It's her way of preparing you for the inevitable, subtly planting the idea that she's connecting with someone else on a deeper level. The harsh reality is that this isn't about someone else understanding her better. It's about her choosing to invest her emotions and energy outside the relationship. It's a way of justifying her actions while easing her guilt. The truth is, emotional infidelity often starts with these connections that she frames as harmless. As a high-value individual, you must see this for what it is, a manipulation of the narrative. She's not justifying her actions for your benefit, but for her own peace of mind. Don't fall into the trap of trying to convince her that you get her too. Instead, focus on what really matters, your response. Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This wisdom applies here. You can't control her actions, but you can control how you interpret and respond to them. Accept that her emotional shift is a reflection of her choices, not your inadequacies. Don't chase someone who is already emotionally checked out. Instead, redirect your energy toward yourself. Use this moment to strengthen your emotional resilience and move forward with clarity. You deserve someone who values and prioritizes you, not someone who seeks validation from others while leaving you in the shadows. 5. You're too good for me. The words, "you're too good for me," might sound like a compliment, but they're often a mask for deeper issues. This phrase isn't about humility or admiration. It's about deflection. When she says this, she's not praising your worth. She's preparing her exit. Think about it. Why would someone who values you feel the need to distance themselves? This statement is often a defense mechanism. Instead of admitting her own shortcomings or lack of emotional commitment, she shifts the blame onto you. By claiming you're too good, she frames her withdrawal as something noble rather than addressing the truth. This phrase is a subtle form of manipulation. It's designed to make you feel guilty for her decision to pull away. But don't be fooled. This isn't about your qualities or your value. It's about her inability to meet the standards required for a healthy, balanced relationship. The Stoics remind us not to let external words or actions disturb our inner peace. Seneca said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." Her words might sting, but they don't define your worth. Instead of dwelling on her deflection, focus on the bigger picture. Recognize that her withdrawal is a reflection of her own insecurities, not a reflection of you. Don't waste your energy trying to convince her otherwise. When someone says you're too good, they're likely admitting they're not willing to rise to your level. Respect yourself enough to walk away. Let her go, knowing that your value doesn't diminish because of her inability to see it. 6. I'm not ready for a relationship right now. When she says, "I'm not ready for a relationship right now," it's a statement that demands attention. On the surface, it seems reasonable. Life is complex, and timing can be a factor. But often, this phrase is a polite way of expressing disinterest without outright rejection. The truth is, when someone values you and wants to be with you, they find ways to make it work. This excuse often signals that she doesn't see a future with you, but doesn't want to hurt your feelings by being direct. It's a soft letdown, a way of saying she's not invested in you emotionally. It's natural to want to hold on to hope, to believe that she might come around. But clinging to someone who isn't ready or willing is a recipe for frustration and heartache. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what is within our control. You cannot control her feelings or her readiness for a relationship, but you can control how you respond. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." Apply this principle to your situation. Don't deceive yourself into believing this is just about timing. Accept her words for what they are, a signal to move forward without her. Rather than waiting for her to change her mind, invest in yourself. Use this time to grow, to strengthen your character, and to build a life so fulfilling that her absence no longer feels like a loss. The right person will not need convincing or perfect timing. They will choose you, flaws and all. Life's challenges, including betrayal, are inevitable. But as a Stoic, you have the power to transform pain into purpose. Each setback is an opportunity to rise stronger, wiser, and more resilient. So, when faced with these situations, remember, you control your reactions, your thoughts, and your future. Let these experiences shape you into a high-value individual who thrives despite the odds. If you're ready to reclaim your power, drop a warrior's mindset in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to join this journey of growth and resilience. The road ahead isn't easy, but it's worth it for those who dare to rise above and conquer.